All right, everyone. Thanks so much for joining. Connor here with Workzone. We're going to go ahead and get started. It's a couple minutes past the hour here. I'm joined by my colleague Mike as well, and he's going to be covering some of the agenda with us today. We'll sort of be passing the call back and forth. Mike, if you want to give yourself a quick intro.
Everyone, thanks for catching up with us today. We're excited to show off what our professional services can offer. Yep, Connor will kick it off and we'll kind of pass the baton back and forth. I'll let you talk about asking questions, Connor.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good. Thanks for the reminder. We will, so the agenda that we'll cover is going to be, about 35 to 45 minutes of content. We'll leave an optional 15 minutes for Q&A at the end. Please feel free to type any questions that you have in the GoToWebinar control panel. We'll do our best to answer them as they come in if we can, answer them with a typed response, but we will also verbally answer them at the end of the webinar. If for some reason we have too many questions to and we completely fill up our Q&A, we'll certainly follow up via email after the webinar. And you will also receive a follow-up email that has the video recording of this webinar as well. All right, well, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in to our agenda. So today we're going to be talking about our professional services. And these are services that can really help you take your Workzone use to the next level, help get your team members trained. These are additional services that we offer and can customize per team. So what we'll be talking about today are our Workzone certifications. We have two different certification courses, and we will give you a brief overview of the certification today and also talk through the benefits of the certifications. From there, we'll move, I'll toss it over to Mike and he'll talk through our Workzone health check and optimization, where we can help you optimize your workflows, reporting, and derive actionable insights from your data. We also offer custom re-onboarding and trainings, both on-site or online. So personalized training sessions tailored to your team's specific needs and workflows. And then we also offer integrations and custom reports. So we can build behind the scenes reports that aggregate your team's specific data in a specific way. And anyway, we'll introduce you to that. And also we offer integrations with hundreds of different platforms as well. Cool. So those are really the four things that we'll focus on today, the four services that we offer that we'll focus on. I'm going to kick things off with Workzone certifications. All right. So very excited to talk about our Workzone certifications. I've had a heavy hand in building these certification courses, and we've built them from the ground up to create a practical and useful learning experience that can be applied in Workzone. But you're also going to walk away from our certification courses with practical PM knowledge, project management knowledge, and have a good understanding, a good foundational understanding of project management principles and how they can be applied in a tool like Workzone. Again, we offer two certification courses, an administrator certification and a user certification. These are our premier learning experience, and we've custom built them to help users get the most out of Workzone. So let's go ahead and talk about why somebody would like to get certified. And before I get into this, our courses are hosted online, and I'll actually give you a preview of what those courses look like after we talk about why somebody should get certified. So our certifications, again, offer a practical working knowledge of PM core competencies, but also a deep understanding of Workzone. So this is an expert-led learning experience built by our training staff for our customers who are using Workzone. So it's very powerful. It's been thoughtfully created to be a easy to follow learning path, whether you are a brand new user or a seasoned admin. It's going to help you thoroughly understand what's available to you in Workzone and ensure that you are taking advantage of the best workflows, and also ensuring that your team has the Workzone platform set up in a way that caters to your team's needs. All of that gets covered in our certifications in a way that helps you build on the knowledge, right? Starting with setup, moving into practical day-to-day use. So expert-led learning is one of the reasons why you should get certified. It also offers a flexible training option. One thing that I always focus on as a trainer is understanding that there are different learning types, right? Not everyone wants to sit for an in-person training. For an introverted person, that might be, feel like a horror scene to them, right? But for other folks, that's best. For some folks, they prefer a video journey, something that they can come back to in their own time and have their progress saved. So when we talk about flexible training, that's what we're talking about, an experience that somebody can come back to at any point and train in their own time, yet it's still going to be an effective learning path for them. Rapid onboarding, right? This is a great way, again, coming back to the idea of everybody being able to learn in their own time, right? Wrangling everybody for in-person training can be difficult for some teams, especially for those teams who are, working remotely, right? So simply having users go through these certifications ensure that we are validating, they're not only learning Workzone, but we're also validating that knowledge, right? So they're going to walk away from this certification. They literally cannot get through the certification without passing these validation quizzes and tests that are part of it. So it really is not only showing them Workzone, ensuring that they have the knowledge, but validating that knowledge. So it can really speed up onboarding for any team that chooses this as their learning path. And then Workzone also offers that foundational knowledge of project management core principles and a deep understanding of Workzone that can be applied both in Workzone and really in any project management tool. Those are just a few of the benefits. And, these are definitely some of the strong reasons why you should consider getting certified. Let's now talk through what each certification entails. All right, so our administrator certification starts at $399 a user. It includes 50 plus videos and 9 comprehensive assessments. So again, that idea of validating the knowledge is done through our 9 comprehensive assessments. It takes about 3 to 5 hours for a user to complete, and progress is tracked. Users can continue where they left off at any point. And I should also note that they will continue to have access to this certification to come back to even after they've passed the certification. Our user certification is $199. This is going to be really for your general everyday user. This includes 30 plus videos, 7 comprehensive assessments, takes 2 to 4 hours to complete, and just like the admin certification, progress is tracked and users can continue where they left off. All right, so let's take a quick tour of the certification. So I'll go ahead and bring up the certification course here to take a look at. Bear with me for just a moment. All right, so this is the administrator certification course, and you'll see all of the different lessons listed here on the left-hand side. The core phases of project management and project management core competencies focuses on the core project management knowledge that can really set a good foundation, helping you do things like defining a project scope, planning projects, planning resources and using Workzone's resource features, project execution. From there, for an administrator, we move into the system setup and configuration. This is extremely important for any administrator and helps ensure that a team that's starting with Workzone gets their Workzone site set up in a way that is going to provide the best workflows for the way that their team works. So this includes creating workspaces and management, understanding user roles and permissions, how to customize who can see what, who has access to what, global settings to build a strong foundation for your team, and so on and so forth. So this is really setting up your Workzone site. And while this is very crucial for any team that's getting started with Workzone, this is also crucial knowledge for any administrator. They should know how to do things like permission a user, set up a new workspace, create categories, so on and so forth. From there, we'll move into project creation foundations. So best practices for building projects, workflows that speed that process up, including using templates. We'll get into using dependencies, building them, and then also using more complex dependencies like our lead and lag time dependencies, as well as other best practices for managing projects. And then we'll get into just the day-to-day project and task management. So things like tracking your work. This is stuff that any user is going to need to know. And we'll also talk through best practices and workflows there. We'll get into the requests feature set for users that are intaking work through Workzone. We'll incorporate things like how you can build out effective custom request forms to build a powerful intake process. From there, we'll move into communicating in Workzone and collaboration on files and documents. And then from there, we get deep into the reporting that Workzone offers. Things like general reports, overview, all the way through deeper reporting like our workload and resource management, our actual versus budgeted hours by project report, and many others. All right, well, that's a really quick overview of what our certifications offer. And again, the process is the progress is being saved here. So, as I go through this video, it's tracking my progress here. And then I can continue on, right? And I can come back to that same exact point at any time. My progress will also be saved in my assessment. Wow, 4 out of 15. Not great on that quiz. But anyway, you get the idea. I'm able to save my progress and come back to it at any time. All right. Well, that is our certifications. I hope you like what you saw, everyone. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to type your questions in the GoToWebinar control panel and I'll answer them. All right, at this point, I'll hand it over to Mike to get into Workzone Health Check and workflow optimization.
Awesome, man. Thanks, Connor. Nice job. Of course, this parlays right into established users that are comfortable using Workzone, maybe even masters at using Workzone, certified users of Workzone. How can we continue to help? How can we do better? Yeah, Connor, if you can bounce to the next slide. So what is a health check Workzone optimization? Many times customers like you guys come to us asking, how can we do better? Maybe there's something that just isn't working as smoothly as it should. It's not uncommon to have deadlines start to slip. We work with teams that are constantly reacting. Maybe every day feels like a fire drill. We find that workflows have evolved. New team members have joined the organization, which can often create workflow inconsistencies. And that's where our health check optimization engagement can be a huge impact. Your data tells a story. We talk about this all the time about good data in that your team is managing through being Workzone pros gives us that good data out. So how can we read that? we want to use that data to help teams uncover what is holding them back, and then take that and provide clear action items and a plan on how to just improve and get better. So what we do is we review your workflows, analyze your data with the goal of uncovering specific patterns, bottlenecks, always looking for opportunities to improve. That's the goal with our tool. How can we help you guys do what you need to do more efficiently, relieving pain as we go along. And then we can also provide tailored services too, to not just offer up an action plan, but help you guys act and get back on track. So I've got a couple of examples to show off of how we interpreted some data from real life customers. This next slide, Connor, is shows a great example of what the data is starting to tell us here. We drilled deeper into, for this team, why projects were consistently running late, but also identifying what the team is doing well. When projects start to go sideways, the question is always what's going on and how do we get back on track? So by analyzing data across timelines, we found there were clear areas where assignments were not being met. There was a change in workflow. We recommended updating templates, reassigning work to appropriate team members. Even with this team, you can see overall their data is very good. It's great. But there were some elements where things were falling behind, and we don't want that to become a bigger issue. In this next slide, you'll see that the data here is showing us very specific task-related improvements. What we uncovered here was pretty eye-opening. Tasks were not only being completed a few days late, but sometimes they were weeks behind. The root issue here wasn't poor performance, actually. The team, it turns out, had timelines that were simply too aggressive. They hadn't accounted for delays in, for them, it was specifically to their approval process. This is a great example of how digging into your data, reading that story, we can reveal blind spots where it might not be obvious to the day-to-day. So small little tweaks and adjustments ended up making a huge difference for this customer. Last example that I have here is another team, again, struggling to stay on track. Again, at first glance, things look good. We found that they had 0 dateless tasks. That's certainly a best practice, a good sign. But as we dug down in deeper, there were actually several tasks that were either not assigned to team members or assigned to the wrong user altogether. Again, the team was using outdated templates. It was this team, I believe, had been using Workzone for over 10 years. And we just need to come back and modify some of their templates, adjust some of their durations and timelines, add in some more areas to compensate for delays. Over those years, roles had evolved, and when they rolled out a project from a template, they just weren't that accurate, causing confusion, delays, and gaps across multiple projects. So how does this work? This next slide gives an example of how our process works here. Well, actually, Connor, jump to one more slide for me. There we go. We'll take a deep dive into your workflows, your templates, your reporting, and uncover what's slowing teams down, and more importantly, how to fix it. Really help Workzone work better for you. There is a delivered reporting that we offer up, giving clear indicators of where teams are falling behind, what are maybe best practices that are missed, Again, a lot of it is it's all there in your data. It just often takes a fresh set of eyes or a different interpretation of where efficiencies can be uncovered. And then from there, we can offer up recommendations and giving you guys action items to continue to do better or get better, both do better and get better. But some areas where we can continue to help you guys with more tailored action items. Connor, if you bounce to the next slide, we can talk about some of our re-onboarding and even on-site training. So this next slide here, Connor. So going a step farther, teams want us to help them right size. You know, maybe it's a team that, again, has been using Workzone for 5-10 years, and we've got a bunch of new users in here. Maybe there's a new department that has joined. And we want to do a full re-onboarding, return to learn. Certainly over Zoom, that makes it very easy to do. But we found that on-site training can be extremely effective too. It's interesting. It's still the same agenda that I deliver in training, but we can all pretty much agree that it's just a different vibe when we're together in the same room. It's really, really refreshing. I find it opens up opportunities for team members to feel more comfortable asking questions and raising their hands, something that that unfortunately we just lose a lot over Zoom. So on-site training can be a wonderful opportunity to really encourage a team to get excited and re-engaged inside Workzone.
Yeah, I agree, Mike. And just one thing to add there, I've done on-site trainings, and it's just wonderful to see everyone learning from everyone's questions. It gives you a really good opportunity to dig into your own internal processes and how they can relate to Workzone and take place in Workzone.
And you can see kind of a theme here that we started with, helping you guys master the platform, getting the most out of this tool. We're not trying to make, or we certainly don't want your work lives to be any more painful than what they are. Allow us to help you, especially when you've got years of data in the system. What is that then telling us? And then how can we advise and help you guys act on that? Continued opportunities and services that we offer. Connor, if you jump to the next slide. Would be, again, that re-onboarding piece. That's the same theme here for teams that are struggling. How can we help you guys get over common hurdles that we help so many other customers with? It's all about the workflow, making sure you guys can quickly put projects in flight and the appropriate team members are assigned to the right tasks and the deadlines are realistic. Connor, let's jump into that final piece with integrations and custom reporting. Something that we certainly don't want customers to sleep on. We've had integrations as part of Workzone for a number of years. And we want to continue to help customers best leverage that. Connor, we'll see on this next slide, hundreds of integrations are available right out of the box, turnkey. If there's somebody on your team, and this is for teams certainly that have our enterprise tools and have our integrations, API, and OData available, a lot of this is turnkey. So if there's anybody on your team that is a whiz at data analytics, they can often just get this started right out of the gate. But there are opportunities for us too to build out custom integrations. Connor, you'll see that on our next slide here. If something right out of the box isn't exactly what you're looking for, well, let's connect. Let's talk through. What other tools do you guys use in your tech stack? Certainly, Workzone isn't about keying in data in multiple different locations. Let's organize it and track it in one spot, and let's have it integrate with other tools. That efficiency piece there. So again, yeah, if it's not something that's turnkey right out of the gates that you guys can find, it can often be something that we can help customize and build out for team members for sure, along with custom reports. Again, staying connected with our team, with our customers, asking the right questions, listening. There's opportunities for us to build out specific reports that you're looking for that that maybe aren't already baked into Workzone. So please, let's connect with us at Help. Reach out to your customer success manager, and continue to talk through this. We come across so many customers that, you know, have used Workzone for years, and they'll still say, "Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know Workzone could do this, or I didn't know Workzone could do that." And often it just comes up in conversation. That's what I had, Connor, talking about additional professional services going outside of just standard team training that you guys are all familiar with. This is really focused on established teams that have data that that tells a story. And how can we go deeper? How can we help you guys get better? Is really the core focus of this webinar today.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Mike. All right. Well, just like we have some at-cost training and support resources, of course, we have some no-cost training and support resources for you. So, you know, some of the main benefits that our paid resources offer is the validation of learning, and they are, in fact, our premier learning experience, right? We've worked really hard and put a lot of time into making our certifications useful and applicable. And it allows us to design that learning path in a way that can help somebody build on the foundational knowledge. So while certifications are our premier learning self-service option, we do also offer a free library, a full library, a YouTube library of tutorials and videos. So you can access that at any time. I'll even show that off in just a moment in case you'd like to check it out and like and subscribe. We have a full knowledge base accessible in your Workzone site. You can click on our help menu in the upper right-hand corner. That gives you access to our video library, gives you access to our knowledge base, gives you access to our webinars. Just another free option that we offer. Our training webinars cover the basics. We run getting started webinars for any new user every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You can join them at any point, and any new user on your team can jump on them to quickly get up to speed. Also, a great option for folks who need a quick refresher. In addition to those new user webinars, we also offer bi-weekly webinars featuring new Workzone features, cool workflows, our upcoming roadmap. We even offer free webinars featuring our customers, talking about their experience with Workzone, or with our certifications, or with our professional services. So those webinars can also be accessed in your help menu in the upper right-hand corner. We'd love for you to join and dive deep into Workzone with us. And then we also offer unlimited support. You can reach out to us at any point via that help menu, email, we have chat, and we'd love to connect with you. So feel free to reach out to us in the moment as those questions come up. So there you go. Those are our no-cost resources. And so if you'd like to learn more about anything we covered today, our professional services, any of our learning resources, how these professional services might benefit your team, we'd love to talk to you. You can reach out to your customer success manager directly if you need any assistance with finding who that is. You know, feel free to just reach out to us at our support email, which is help@workzone.com. And of course, we will follow up with a recording of this webinar, as well as a few resources and some contact info for you. All right. Well, at this point, we'll just answer any questions. It doesn't look like many came in here. I will note that one came in from Shay. Shay asked, Workzone's already expensive. Why does it cost extra money to get the certification that will allow your users to actually use it well? Well, again, Shay, we offer many no-cost solutions here, like our video library, and I myself play a big hand in designing them and keeping them up to date. So we already have these no-cost solutions that can be great for teams that don't want to engage in the deeper learning. Now, our certifications, a lot of time was put in them to make them what they are. They've been designed from the ground up, again, in a way that takes somebody down a path that can help them build on their foundational knowledge. So these certifications really give us the ability as a training team to lay out that training path for folks, offering our most current content, but more importantly, we are going to validate the learning of those users based on our 20 plus years of knowledge here at Workzone. So, that is something that you just won't get with other self-service options, right? You can watch YouTube videos and they'll be great. They'll get you up and running, but it might feel a bit fragmented. And there's also going to be no guidance there on a learning path that's going to really help you build and deeply understand every nook and cranny of Workzone. So anyway, I know that was a long answer, Shay, but hopefully that helped you better understand the value of those certifications. I will also note that when you do get certified, not only do you get bragging rights on your team, you also get an actual certification, something that can be nicely displayed on LinkedIn as well. So just
Connor,
want to make that as well.
If I can chime in with you there,
sure. Mm-hmm.
You and I connect with customers on a daily basis, either on support or in training. But customers are going to ask questions that they know about, and they don't know what they don't know. So this certification that we've put together really puts people through their, it challenges folks to really learn more about the tool. Certainly in a support call, if it comes up or in a Q&A call, we can absolutely address it, but it might not come up at all. It might not even be a question that the customer thinks to ask. We're lucky enough sometimes based on a support question to ask additional questions and guide to additional learning there. But these certification courses are wonderful for taking deep dives and actually getting thorough learning and becoming a master at the tool. They really, really are a wonderful resource, Shay. A much different approach to truly mastering Workzone.
Agreed. And the two different certifications that we have, ensure that administrators have a different learning path than your everyday user, right? There's a lot of stuff that administrators should know, should be aware of, that might not apply to just the everyday user. And we wanted to ensure that that user training path is easy to follow and relevant to those types of users. So again, you're seeing how we've designed these certifications to accommodate different users and their feature sets.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Awesome.
Look forward to connecting with folks and getting a chance to take a deep dive into helping you interpret and read your data to see what insight it gives us on how to just continue to get better. This whole call was helping you guys get better and better at using Workzone. Sorry, Connor.
Awesome. Love it, Mike. Thanks so much for your input. And everyone, feel free to reach out to us as those questions come up, or if you'd like to learn more about our professional services. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Thanks, everyone.